I had lighting set up totally unrelated to video purposes. I was trying to shoot some self-portraits. People have been asking for photos for a few things, so I was like, well, I'll just set up some lighting and I'll take some pictures. And it never goes well. It's really hard to control lighting on yourself and to get everything like properly lined up and focused. So maybe I'll share some of those ridiculous outtakes. Maybe I won't. We'll see. This is the first time that I've tried to do a setting with my actual like desk setup. You see the monitor behind me. It's where I do my editing and my writing and my basically everything in my life. So I'm trying not to be super pushy and annoying with the tweets and Facebook posts and videos and whatever about this campaign. But I'm going to remind you guys occasionally. If you've given already, thank you so much. I've been sending personal thanks to everybody who's donated, whether it's via email or Facebook or, you know, whatever it is. I've still got some to get through. There's a lot of work that goes into this. And, you know, I have a full-time job beyond this. And it's kind of hard to juggle this stuff, but I'm doing it. I might be a little slow with it. So we have to hit 80% of our goal, which would be about $12,000 and 1,000 followers. So the reason why we need 1,000 followers is because that's how we become eligible for additional funding and being executive produced by the Duplass brothers, among others, on the Seed&Spark website. The reason why the goal was so high, if you look at the wish list, it's things like travel expenses and legal fees and equipment and music clearances and festival fees and all sorts of other stuff that goes into producing a film, even a low-budget, bootstrapped, one-person crew documentary. To be honest, the funding goal seems a lot easier than the 1,000 followers, but clicking follow costs you nothing except a few seconds to register for the website, whereas contributing might cost you anywhere from $1 to however much you want to give. People have been really enthusiastic and supportive so far. There have been a lot of shares and likes and follows and all that sort of stuff, but we've got a long way to go. We want to do everything right. We want this film to be a great documentary about the alternative scene on Maryland Parkway in the 1990s, but also want to make sure that everything's done correctly in legal ways, make sure the financials are set up correctly, all that stuff. That's part of what's going on in the background that you're not seeing. I'm not filming right now because I'm really managing this crowdfunding campaign, but I'm also in the process of, you know, not just setting up the next round of interviews, but also grant applications and other funding applications, because there's a lot of different film funding programs and organizations, and I want to make sure that, you know, we explore all the options, because even if this crowdfunding campaign works, more money can't hurt, and if the crowdfunding campaign doesn't work, then we're definitely going to need the money, because the way that this crowdfunding campaign works on Seed&Spark is just like a Kickstarter. If we don't raise all the funds, we get none of it. Okay, technically, if we don't raise 80% of the funds, we get none of it, but you get the point. So anyway, if you guys have contributed already, thank you so much. If you haven't, you're waiting for payday or something, I appreciate it in advance. If you're a business owner or you work with business owners, I know I have a lot of friends in like the PR world who have a lot of clients who are based in Las Vegas and maybe on Maryland Parkway. We'd be totally open to having like a business do some sort of challenge sponsorship, kind of like you hear on public radio, where they'll be like, hey, we'll match every donation up to $1,000 or something like that. You know, nice little exposure for the business, a little community outreach. Gift certificates, if you have a restaurant or a salon or some sort of business that has a service and you want to donate a gift certificate or something, that would be cool. We'll create a special incentive level. You could have like the, you know, Globe Salon level. I'm just using Globe as an example. No pressure at all. So that's what's going on. I got to get back to this. I've got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. I'm just wanted to check in, and now I'm going to turn off these really bright LED lights because it's hot. And it shouldn't be hot because it's like 68 degrees here in Huntington Beach and it's beautiful. It's always beautiful here.